Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Right. Good. How are you?
I'm very good. Are
What's your
you?
name?
You can call me Dave.
What's your real name, Dave?
My real name is Dung. How would you pronounce that word?
Dung. Duang.
Duang, no.
Duang.
Dung. You guys have that in English?
Doesn't matter. Do we?
Yeah. So Dung, Dung.
Dung. Okay. Nice
Does
to meet you, Dung.
no, don't call me that.
Oh, sorry.
You know what it means now?
Y- Uh, well, yes, but no. But I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the whole reason as to why I changed my name. I went by David when I was in Canada. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah, but doesn't. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But
yeah.
your name's your name. You don't have to change for other people. I think.
No, I changed it for myself, actually.
Oh, that's fair. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, right. So
So, sorry.
sorry,
Please explain to me again. What would you like me to call you?
David, please, or Dave,
David.
to be short.
Perfect. Nice to meet you, Dave.
Nice to meet you too. What's your name?
Bree.
Bree.
But you can call me Brianna.
Brianna. Sounds
No, I'm just
lovely.
kidding. That's my full name, but you can call me Bree. I'm just being stupid.
Bree. It's
Bree.
all good. It's all good. I think Brianna. Brianna. That
No
sounds
one
really
can ever say
lovely.
my name, so that's why I just
Right.
say Bree these days.
Yeah. So, what part of Australia are you from?
Melbourne. Very good. I've been to Vietnam myself, actually, but it
Nice.
was 2018, I think, with work.
2018.
Yeah.
What part of Vietnam did you go?
We went to Hoi An, and then all around different places.
Nice. And how did you like your trip to Vietnam?
Okay, I'll be completely honest.
Right.
I'd never been to a third world developing country before, and I felt guilty and a bit sad for people, if I'm honest. I struggled a bit with, I don't know. I just struggled. I felt sorry for people, if that makes sense.
You felt sorry for Vietnamese people.
Some of them, yeah, there was a lot. It looked like there was a lot of people struggling, and I felt bad that we're there at a conference with, I guess have money and blah blah blah. But I will say they seemed very happy. But I
I,
had a conflict, if that makes sense.
I like the latter. But anyway, can you like give me an example or an image that you saw that made you feel bad for them, please?
Yeah, so we were on the street, and then there's people that like women with very young children. It looks like they're like pushing food carts and stuff all day. It's very hot. You see the same people morning, noon, and night.
Ah,
They work very hard, and yeah.
are they
I,
beggars?
no, I don't know if they'll be. There were some of those. That's yeah. I don't know. I think people. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that we had. Yeah. I don't know.
If you went to Ho Chi Minh City or somewhere in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, then you
Yeah.
can see that scene very like every so often.
Yeah.
Most of them are making a living. They're not
Yeah.
being very honest. I'm a Vietnamese, but I gotta
Yeah.
tell you that too. Sometimes you look
Okay.
at them and they make you feel pity for them so that you can give
Yeah.
them some money. That's how they make money. And if you give them some money, that means you're giving them a helping hand in order to exploit whoever that is tagging along with them. For example, a kid, because they're exploiting those kids. They're not the mother, they're not the father.
So that breaks my heart even more. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. There was
Yeah.
amazing parts. We went to Halong Bay. We did a cruise. We had fun there. I struggled. I've got asthma, so I struggled a lot from pollution and stuff. Yeah, so I got quite sick when I got home. But I thought it was an amazing place. It was completely different to what I was used to. I'm vegan. I'm sure I ate animals and meat. I've got no idea what I ate, but no, it was an amazing trip. It was completely different to what I'd ever seen before.
Right.
But it was very an eye-opening place, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it difficult for you to find food for a vegan?
Yes.
Mm.
Because I didn't have the language to, yeah. So we stayed at the conference for a couple of days or whatever. But when we're out in streets and on our own, and it was, yeah, extremely difficult for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So you went to a bunch of coastal cities and provinces in Vietnam. So
Yep.
Hoi An has a bunch of like beaches as well, and you went to
Yes.
Halong Bay.
Yep.
Wow, that one is gorgeous too.
It was beautiful.
It is
Yeah.
a beautiful place.
Yes.
Did you find the place very touristy, filled with a lot of like foreigners and tourists?
I would say, yeah, absolutely. I think everywhere is now. So you can come to Melbourne. There's shitloads of tourists and stuff here as well. I think when you're in capital cities and those sorts of places, I think you always get tourists. I like going to places where the locals are. So, that little bit off the beaten track. But I think for me, if I'm honest, when there's a complete language barrier, it was a little bit more confronting for me. I had some amazing massages. I had some amazing, we met some amazing people. It was very cool. But yeah, it was very different to what I'm used to, which is not a bad thing.
Did anyone like tag along with you for that trip, or you went solo?
No, so I was with work. So work colleagues, we had a conference over there. And then a few of us went along and did other things afterwards, 4 of us.
So what do you do?
Sleep. Sorry, yeah, here's a sleep. Back then, for the conferences, I was managing an accounting and financial planning firm, but I quit. And now I work with my partner who's a builder, and I'm literally an apprentice.
All right. So one that requires a lot of knowledge,
Correct?
and one
Yep.
that requires a lot of creativity and open-mindedness, I would say.
Correct. So yeah, I went from running a firm, or the second one was like a $15 million accounting firm, but it wasn't good people. So that wasn't where I went to Vietnam, but the other one, not very good people and good money, but I hated every minute of it. So I quit, and now I work with my partner.
Nice.
What do you do?
What do I do? I used to be working in that financial world,
Oh yeah.
but not in Australia, of course, because I was living in Canada. I went to a school for my degree, and then I worked for 7 months there as a financial advisor. But
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like really stressful, and COVID hit, so I decided to quit to bring my wife around. And Vietnam was the first target, so we came back here. Now I'm living in Da Nang, which is only 30 kilometers from Hoi An.
So you're there now, or where are you now then?
I'm back to Vietnam now.
Oh, you are back there now. Okay, nice.
Yes, and we've been living in Vietnam for a little bit more than 2 years.
Okay. So are you happy to be back?
Yeah, for the most part. But I don't know. At some point, my wife has to go back to America. She's an American.
Yeah, okay.
Both of us find it difficult to go back to the world. I don't know if that makes sense, because when you live in Vietnam, especially when you immerse yourself way too deep in the environment here, you feel like it's safe. You feel like it's your home base, authentic home base, and it's just hard to leave.
I cannot imagine what it would be like to move from somewhere like that. Nice. How old are you?
Can you take a guess, please?
Yeah, I'd love to. I would say 28 or 29.
28 or 29. Yeah, most people, when I ask them to guess my age, they say the same thing. I'm 34.
Oh, nice. Okay. How old's your wife?
She's 26, 27.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So how old am I?
I think you are a few years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in your early 40s. That's correct, right? But you look
Correct.
fantastic. 43.
43. Yeah, very good. Yep.
Awesome. So, wow, 9 years older than me. Okay, so since we have some common ground right there, so you used to work for
Financial services, yeah.
financial services, and I did the same thing. So rather than dealing with like bad people, or you don't want to be in contact with them, is there anything else that you want to quit? Like, what was the other reason that you quit?
Oh no, it was extremely high. So I worked at a firm where I did the conferences that I said. So we went overseas. We were with a really good licensee for the financial planning. So I don't know what it's like with you guys. And so we went to had an amazing job for 7.5, 8 years, and then they sold the firm. And then I thought, okay, it's time to move on. And I moved to this other place. And they actually, the funny thing is, they represent, and all our clients are very famous musicians, Australian musicians. But it's the worst place you could ever work for, and nobody knows it. And I had no staff, all this stress. It was ridiculous. Less staff than I had at the other one. And yeah, it was just not sustainable. So I was working ridiculous hours, not appreciated. And I said, we're in a position financially where I could just pull the pin. And so I did.
Wow. I quit my job because it was stressful. I like talking to people, and I think Canadian, like all of the people in the region of Canada that I was in, I think they were like really nice.
Yeah.
I got bullied. I got bullied by one of the coworkers.
Oh,
But
no.
that is, yeah, because I didn't speak very well in English, and I
You've
couldn't.
got amazing English. Your English is better than mine. That's ridiculous.
Not really.
That's
No,
ridiculous.
no, not really. I still have I still have so much to learn and improve. Anyway, so I talked to her as if we were like already very friendly to one another, and then in the back office we started talking a little bit more, but then one day she turned around and she just became really, really bad about me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know what that means? And that's happened to me before when they're threatened by you because you're bloody good and they're threatened. And that's why they want to get rid of you. That's a toxic environment as far as I'm concerned.
right. And all of the coworkers didn't treat each other very well. They would just talk about each other behind their back, and they did it every so often, and it was like, I like to work with my clients and my friends and whatnot, but then
Yeah.
with those toxic coworkers, I'm like, no, not
Life's too
really.
short. People don't, yeah, you don't deserve to work in a place like that.
Yeah, and besides,
Yeah.
like I was so done in the rat race. I felt like every single day I got a push in order to step up that ladder, just to one day take out a loan or a mortgage to buy a house or something like that. And
Yeah.
it is not worth it. My mom is alone in Vietnam, and I gotta come back. I gotta be with her. Even though right now I'm still not living with her, but one day
Yeah.
when she's cooled down a little bit.
I hear. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth, like, I've got the mortgage, I've got a nice house, I've got a nice car, I've got everything. But I'm not
Exactly.
going to kill myself for somebody. I just don't care anymore. And that, yeah, I'm fortunate enough to have a good partner as well. So we're very lucky.
Yeah. I can see your house is beautiful. I like all the
Thank you.
painting. Did you draw the one behind you?
I could say I did, but I'd be lying. I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to meet my partner?
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Here he is. There he is. Says,
Hey, hello.
How you going, mate?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. You're
That's
you're
good.
gonna play the guitar?
I don't know.
he's always playing.
I've been playing. I've just been stuffing around over here.
Always plays in the background.
Oh
Would
my
you like to hear a
goodness.
song?
Yes, please.
What have you got a favourite song? What would you like to hear?
Any song that he likes to play for me.
Okay. Have you got a song? Have you got a song, Bob?
What song do you reckon? What's he know? I don't know.
What do you like? What music do you like?
I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at songs and remembering all of the lyrics, so I don't
Okay.
actually know.
What
Whatever,
about
whatever song.
Ed Sheeran? Do you like Ed Sheeran?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay. Do you know any of him? Okay. Who do you know?
Maybe Perfect.
Perfect. That's a great song. I love that song.
Yeah, Perfect. If you can
Yeah.
sing, that'd be awesome too.
All right, we'll give it a crack.
Yeah.
Can you see it or not?
No, I can't. I can't. Can you?
We're going away tomorrow, so the house is a pigsty because we're about to go away. Here we go.
I found love for me. Sorry. Darling, just dive
Oh, you
right.
can follow my lead.
I found girl, beautiful like sweet. Do you were someone waiting for me? We were just kids when we fell in love. Not knowing what it was. I wanna give you up. It's time. I really don't know. I don't know the actual
Darling,
song.
just hold my.
I really don't know that song.
I think you're good.
Yeah, you're doing such an amazing job right there. Your voice is really good.
What about mine? Just go on them.
Ain't a fool realize this moment for the days that I don't believe. Love is full, there's no exceptions, no time to take it from me. So let this night invade my lungs, your bone. I wanna breathe right beside the lake. I burn for you, burn for me.
Well, you missed the chorus.
Oh,
Very
he doesn't
good.
want to.
You did. You wanted to hear the chorus. There we have it.
There we go.
That's us in a nutshell.
What's your hidden talent?
Oh yeah.
My hidden talent is probably my ability to hit things. My talent. I don't have anything.
Hit things. What do you
He's
mean?
a fighter.
Sorry. I'm just kidding. Like hidden talents is just like I'm trying to play the words. Yeah, no, I'm not good at anything.
Everyone's got a talent.
We've all got talents.
I used to try playing my flutes, but then I dropped it.
Okay.
What else? What do you do for fun?
I work all the time. I just travel. Just
Travel's good.
yeah, traveling is good.
All right. 3 questions. Give us 3 questions you've got.
3 questions. Okay.
Hit me. Either of us. 3.
How long have you guys been together?
6 years.
6
I was
years.
married to my ex and was with him for 20 years beforehand. That's just a bit of extra mayo.
Right. Between the two of you guys, who's more creative?
Him. Way more. He can draw, sing, do everything creative. Not me. I can cook,
Right.
but no, I'm not creative.
Right. Do you guys like talking to people, especially strangers?
Love it. That's why we're here.
I see. Like you've been using this website as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Bree and Dev.
Bree and
Oh,
Dave.
Des. Sorry, Des.
One
This
more
is
time.
David.
Dave or
Des.
Days?
Des. D-E-Z. Des.
Okay, Devs.
His real name is Robert,
Okay, Robert.
but I don't call him Robert. I call him Dev.
Days. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll call you Daves. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
All right. I've got questions for you.
Okay.
Oh. So, where's your wife?
My wife is in the bathroom right now. She's trying to take a bath. We just purchased like a mini bathtub, ridiculously in Da Nang, the city that we are in right now. My apartment doesn't have, or a lot of the apartments here don't have any bathtubs. And we just purchased like a mini one from an online store, and she's now
Nice.
enjoying the bath.
Perfect.
So that's why you were asking, because you and your partner get on here and talk to people.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. Can you say that one more time?
So that's why you were asking, because you and your partner get on here and talk to people.
No, not really. She's not the type of person who would go out of her way to talk to people, especially strangers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a little shy.
No.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Right, your question, Hugo.
Do you have any other questions?
Not right now.
How long you been? Oh, you probably asked him. How long you been with his partner?
No, he's not so.
How long you been with your partner?
8 years.
And how old? How old is he? How old?
32.
32.
34.
Oops, yeah, I did guess. Yeah,
It's
sorry
good.
about that.
It's all good. 34.
Okay. If you go here,
Has he ever been to Australia?
have you been to Australia?
No, but I love to one day.
Yeah, you should come. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Parts of it are nice, parts aren't like anywhere else.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna have to listen to a lot of Australian English before going.
Not at all. You do not need to, trust me. People here don't even speak as well as you do.
No
Oh,
way. Yeah,
no.
no way.
Yeah, trust us, you
That's
don't.
probably not true. But anyway,
No,
thank you
I
so
would
much.
That's okay. All right, any other questions for us?
How often do you guys use this website to talk to people?
Maybe once a week or so?
Sweet.
Once a week? Then in your leisure time, what do you do for fun?
Great
Ride
question.
mountain bikes.
Yeah, we've got a gym in the garage. We've got mountain bikes. He tries to kill me down the mountain bikes. We go for walks. We run. We've got some dogs over there that we play with. What else? Food. We like to go out. We have dinner. We go out and dance. We party a bit.
So what do you do for fun?
What do you do for fun? That was a very interesting question. I just asked you guys that. I talk to people here. Honestly, this is the one thing that I do right now to take care of my mental health.
So you're saying you talk to people and your partner doesn't ever get on with you?
She didn't even like the idea of me trying to put her on the spot, just like your partner just did.
But you know what? It's way better, I think. Because if you don't like them, you skip. You don't have to talk to them again.
Right. That's what I told her. Like she
Anyway,
often
maybe
makes
next
a
time we'll
big
get
deal
to
out of
speak
it.
to her as well. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you guys to like have a lot of activities to do together like that? Because it seems like you guys have it all.
We don't have it all.
Really?
Time. Oh no, I was saying what the problem is in Melbourne. It's
No,
too
but saying because we do, like, is it hard to do stuff together? Like a lot of couples
Oh, we do
don't stuff-
everything together.
everything together.
Yeah. So
If I go play golf, she comes to play golf. If I go mountain bike riding, she plays mountain bike riding.
right.
Yeah.
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 So you guys are like really sporty, handy, and also love to be outside,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? So as long as you guys are like on the same page, you can actually do things together. But what about some other aspects? Like, do you guys often experience stress or depression? And if yes, then where's the source? Like, what is it?
Stress or depression. So I was very stressed with my last job. I quit that because I couldn't sleep and da da da. And like I said, we were in a position where we could afford for me to quit. I think
I get stressed about my health.
you get stressed. He's got some bad health sometimes.
Right.
I've got stomach issues and things like that. But so when that flares up, I get stressed because But
I just think, you know what, when I'm angry, I say fuck and then I get it out and then I'm good again. That's what I think. Yeah?
yeah,
That's me.
yeah.
Right.
What about you?
Me?
Do you do a lot of things with your partner, like activities with your partner?
We would just go around on our bike or moped, and we'll enjoy something that we haven't done before. And we haven't done a lot of things. Like we've never gone to a bar or a pub together. We've never done that before. She's not drinking a lot. She doesn't talk to a lot of people, so we've never even talked to people on the phone together like you guys are doing right now.
Is that if you
Can I
don't?
ask?
Yeah.
Oh, is that hard for you?
Yeah, that's what I was
like,
just
is
about
that
to
not really tough for you?
Honestly, she gives me a gradual step for me to improve myself well, because when I'm being with her, I just noticed that I was in that position before. Like I was not talking to people. I was shy. I was embarrassed, probably because like my journey of learning English is hard. So, but being with a shy person like that, I would just, nudging myself and us a little bit to slightly get out of it. And I am becoming a little better, and I'm tracking her into the game as well. So
I think from an outside perspective, don't know you. I don't think you seem shy. You've got amazing English. And all you need to do is bring your partner on. Doesn't need to say a word. You could sit there and say nothing.
Yeah, like I
And
was before.
I think that's healthy for a relationship. She doesn't need to be nervous about it. And the best thing is, if you don't like the person, skip. And she doesn't need to be worried. You know, she never needs to meet them.
Unfortunately, skipping people makes her hurt.
Oh, wow.
Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Where are you from?
I'm from Cuba.
Oh, Cuba. Cuba or Cuba?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
Either way, right? Oh, you're the first
either way it's
person.
fine. Cuba, it's all the same. Yeah.
Awesome. Your English is outstanding. I can't even believe
Thank
that
you
you're
so much.
Cuba.
Same
Yeah.
for you. You're doing great. Your pronunciation is flawless also.
Oh no, not really. I still have a lot to learn. Anyway,
No, but you have almost like an American accent. It's like 95% American. You're doing so good.
but thanks. Anyway, you are the first person from Cuba that I got to talk to. That's lovely.
Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
we are not really on the internet all that much, but I
Yeah.
live abroad now, so now I can come to these places more often, you know.
Are you now staying in Spain?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What part of Spain are you from?
I'm living in the south, very close to Morocco.
Very close to Morocco. How many languages
Yeah.
do you speak?
Fluently only two, but I'm learning French right now. I don't really count it because it's like cheating because I don't speak it that well yet. So I would say just two, you know.
Oh my goodness. Wow, you're a genius. You gotta be so bright.
No, I'm not. I've met so many people that speak like way too many languages. They speak like 5, 4, 7 sometimes. No.
But I
What are
don't
you
think
talking
that the
about?
scale of personal worth is gonna be about the number of languages they speak, right?
No, no. Of course, your value as a person is not about that. But I'm saying if it comes to a number, then my numbers are still average, you know. But yeah, sure.
Okay. Anyway, I've once heard that the more language, like if you can speak more languages, then your life expectancy is gonna be expanded too. So one more
Yeah, and you're
language.
gonna be fighting things like Alzheimer and memory loss also.
Exactly, that's awesome. Along with playing a musical instrument or if you read a lot
Exactly.
of books.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you find yourself being naturally gifted in order to learn a lot of languages like that? Is it easy for you to
Actually,
pick up?
yeah.
Good
I'm
for
actually
you.
planning after French. I'm planning to pick up a fourth language. I'm thinking either Italian, Greek, or Turkish. I'm thinking about that, you know.
Right. Are you a lot of a perfectionist?
Yeah, I guess a little bit. Yeah, I like to get things as perfect as they can be, as good as they can be. I like to make them like I have like a really high standard for quality. So for me, for some people, like here is enough, but for me it has to be up here to be enough. If you know what I mean, like it has to be like almost perfect.
Your
Yeah,
personal satisfaction point is hard to meet. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, exactly.
when it comes to learning a language, it can be very frustrating if you just force yourself to reach some impossible levels, right? At some point,
Yeah,
you are
exactly.
going to be able to speak the language.
But I think it also pushes you to do better at the same time. I think it's like a double-edged sword because on the one side it pushes you to do better, to make an effort to reach your highest potential, but at the same time it makes you be self-conscious of tiny mistakes that don't really matter, or it makes you feel embarrassed of things that shouldn't be a problem, you know.
That's a very good point. That's exactly where I'm getting at. Anyway, so how long have you been practicing speaking English?
I started learning English quite late actually because English education in Cuba is not that good for many reasons. I'm not gonna get into that, but basically we barely learn English at school. We don't have a good foundation. We almost don't speak it. We only know a few phrases, a few words, but we cannot speak English.
Right.
So when I came to Spain, then the standard's a little bit different because they actually expect you to speak English, not just memorize phrases. They expect you to have a full-on conversation. So it hit me like a truck in that moment because I was like, oh my God, I don't speak English. I've been lied to all my life. What is this? And I felt so dumb because everyone could and I couldn't. but then I had to a lot to catch on, and I basically had to teach myself from scratch because I was so behind the other kids in school, you know. So I had no choice but to teach myself in a very short amount of time. In fact, I only had like 4 or 5 months because I failed all my English classes when I first came to Spain. I was getting the lowest scores on my test, and I was so embarrassed about my scores that I used to hide my exams under the table so no one could see them.
Right.
At that point, I've only been living in Spain for 1 year, and my
1
teacher
year.
told me, you have one chance to redeem yourself. You have one exam that you can take in September. If you don't pass that exam, you have to do your school year all over again, and you're gonna do everything from scratch. We cannot let you pass this grade if you don't pass that test. This is your only chance. And I was so worried. I was like, oh my god. And my mom signed me up for English classes, and they were actually quite expensive. And I saw the time, the clock ticking, and the days passing by, and I wasn't learning anything because they were teaching us only grammar. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have time, and the exam is coming, and I had so much pressure on me. But then I was like, it's either all or nothing, and I went all in. So I started watching lots of YouTube videos every single day, and I taught myself English by memorizing everything and by learning things by heart, you know, just like that. And with that, I was able to pass, and then I kept moving on and reading more, learning more, talking to people, and I actually got my C2 last year, so it's okay, I would say.
But you still have not answered my question. So how long have you been learning and practicing English?
I would say for about 3-4 years now. Yeah.
3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That amount
Yeah.
is substantially less than mine. And a lot of people that I know in my life that could not
Really?
speak proper English. Yeah. So you are bright and you are probably very gifted in order to be able to pick up a lot of languages at the same time. Because like based upon the way that you speak, I wouldn't say that I have any like advice for you, but I can tell that you memorize a lot and you're trying to keep the flow going.
Yeah.
Yeah, very positive, very energetic at the same time, and that is what I lack from time to time.
Thank you. Are you a teacher by any chance? Because you sound very good at giving advice and explaining things in a very timely manner, you know.
No, I'm not. Let's just say that I am not.
But you sound like a teacher. I mean it as a compliment, though. You sound calm, collected, you sound patient. You would be a perfect teacher, I would say.
Not good enough in order to teach geniuses like yourself.
Don't say that, please.
No, actually, you should be learning other languages because I think that's the area.
I'm actually learning French right now. Like I said, I've only been learning French for the last 4 months,
Yeah.
and I can already speak to people. I can have full conversations with them. I mean, if you start talking about molecular science, then of course I'm gonna be lost. But if we're talking about normal things, everyday topics, then I can handle that conversation just fine, you know.
But don't be too rough though. Add a little bit
Yeah.
of the flow into the way that you speak. Don't be just
Yeah.
way too rigid, and don't toughen your voice a little bit more, you know. Just soften it
Yeah.
instead of like harden it. I think it's gonna be a lot
Well, I'm
more
not really
pleasant.
trying to harden my tone. I guess this is just my natural tone, I would
Right,
say.
I know.
I'm not purposely trying to make it sound like that, you know.
I see. So what is your native language?
Spanish, Cuban Spanish to be more specific. It's like a dialect, but yeah, it's basically Spanish, yeah.
Yeah, so you could understand Spanish in general without having to learn it.
Of course, yeah, it's all the same language. It's just like, let's say within Vietnam, the different dialects that you have in the country, and basically, even though you speak one dialect, you can still understand other dialects. It's the same thing with Spanish.
We
Same
don't
situation.
have dialects in Vietnamese. We only
You
have
don't?
one unified language. Everybody has to
So
understand it.
basically, there's no difference between the regions. No difference.
Just the accent.
That's what I mean. The accent, the intonation, certain words that are specific to certain regions. That's what I mean by a dialect. I don't mean an entirely different language. I mean just a way of speaking the language. That's what I mean by dialect, you know.
Okay. That's what you would like to define the word dialect. I'm okay with that too. Alright, so if you are about to learn another language, let's say French, how much time do you have for yourself to master it?
Well, I actually put a goal this time for French. I'm hoping that I'm gonna get my C2 in about 2 years or 2.5 years for French.
Mm.
It sounds ambitious, but let me explain. So French, English has a lot of words that originally come from French, especially the fancy words in English. They originally are French words.
Mm.
So if you speak English, you can already understand a lot of French, lots of French. And with Spanish, even though the words are not exactly the same, they're spelled almost the same, and the words are very similar. So even if I don't know them, I can still understand them because I speak Spanish. 9 times out of 10, it has the same meaning as Spanish. So it's very easy for me to pick it up, even if I don't know it, because it's quite close to Spanish and English.
Okay.
That's why my timetable is a little shorter this time.
Being able to speak another language also opens up a lot of opportunities, especially doors
Oh,
to enter
absolutely
like
it does.
a whole new
It's
world of
incredible how
knowledge.
much it helps you. Yeah.
Mm. However, what do you think makes a conversation memorable and meaningful?
I would say how you come out of that conversation.
Are you yourself a debater or a listener?
Good question, actually. I've never thought about it, but I would say I can be both. If the topic is really interesting and I want to let the other person explain it to me, and it's something that I don't know much about, I would be a listener in that situation. But if it's something that we're equally passionate about, or something that we both have points to say or things to add to the conversation, then I would say I would be both. So like listening and speaking and so on with the other person. Yeah.
Okay. So for you, the range of interest in the type of topic that you would talk about, especially in the language that you're trying to learn, can be very vast. So can I ask you that realm of topics, what are you interested in talking about most when learning a language?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. So I would say I like learning about the culture where that language originated in, if that makes sense. So let's say for English, I became very interested in learning the culture of Anglophone countries or English-speaking countries, especially the US and Canada, not so much the UK, but I wanted to learn the expressions they use, the idioms they use. Why do they say it like that? The different accents, where do they came from? I find the linguistic side of things very interesting when I'm learning a language.
Interesting. Okay, anything else?
And I also like learning, like their cultural practices, the things that they do, what they consider good, what they consider bad, what is considered rude in their country, what's considered, fun in their country, the traditions that they may have, the food that they eat, the things that they do, the way they think about certain topics. I find it very interesting, honestly.
And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
I'm 20.
You're 20. Hey, I think you are very special. Something about you that I gotta say that sounds and seems and appears very amazing and bright. You have a lot ahead of you and you can impact a lot of people in a very, very positive sense.
Thank you. That's so kind of you to say.
Yeah, given the type of intelligence that you have at the age of 20, I think it's magnificent. If you put it to good use, you'll be able to expand your ability to help a lot of people as well. And I think with the style that you are speaking right now, I think you can become a very good reporter.
Reporter.
Yeah, you can become a very good reporter because you use so much of your internal processes up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first time someone ever told me that, but honestly, makes sense, yeah.
You could memorize and you could mimic at the same time.
In general, in my daily life, I actually do that anyway, so yeah.
And those are the most necessary or important skills in order to pick up a language.
Yeah.
And also, it seems to me that you have also the ability to withstand pressure and stress. And reporters have to deliver the news under a lot of stress. So a lot of people are being around you. Would you be able to still stay like calm and on point?
I think so, because my job actually requires me to talk to strangers every day, and I have to make business propositions to them every day. And we are expected to perform, no matter what. So I guess it's training me in a way to become kind of calm and stable regardless of situation,
But what is your job right now?
I'm a sales associate slash brand ambassador for certain brands. I'm working in the makeup and luxury industry right now, and I'm switching between brands depending on the campaigns that they're doing. And they have certain sales targets that we have to hit every month, and we are supposed to promote the product and sell it to people, and do new releases and all this kind of thing.
Do you like the job?
Yeah, it has the good perks, I would say. So that's definitely a positive. And also, it trains you to be good at social skills because you have no choice but to be good at talking to people. Because if you're bad at it, you wouldn't last a day in that job. Because the whole point of it is to talk to people and convince them to buy your product amongst plenty of options. So they have to choose you, and you have to convince them that you are the right choice.
There are a lot of definitions about being good at talking to people and being very good
Yeah.
at socializing.
Yeah.
Salespeople.
I mean, that's just one aspect of it, of course. There's many ways to be good at socializing. That's just the commercial aspect of things. This is the business side of things.
If
But yeah.
you are not a salesperson, would you like listening to a salesperson?
I would say not really, unless they're actually genuine or they actually mean it. But most of the time, they don't mean it. It's a script that they have to follow.
Okay. Then can you please define the definition of being a very good communicator or being able to socialize with people in a very positive note, of course?
I would say just like intelligence that has different types of intelligence. There's different types of people that are good at socializing, because people might be good at one aspect of socializing but be terrible at another, for example. So it's not always equal. So people develop certain skills over others, or certain areas over others, for example. So you have socializing in general, as in talking to people, establishing conversations, just bringing in new topics, keeping the flow of conversation interesting. Then you also have people who are communicators, people who just deliver things to you in a very interesting and entertaining way that you just need to listen to them. Then you also have storytellers that tell you a story, and you have to follow that story from beginning to end, and it has to keep you entertained and hooked the whole time. Then you also have politicians and lawyers who use it for a kind of either economical, political, or personal gain. So they use that for their own benefit or somebody else's benefit, and in the process, they make you feel as if you're not being tricked, even though you are being tricked. So that's another aspect of things, So there's many ways to be good at socializing, I would say.
How about yourself? What is the most applicable?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the best salesperson. I'm still in training. I'm still learning tricks and things.
No,
I'm
let's
still
just cast
polishing
that
my style.
aspect aside. Let's not
Okay.
talk about it. So let me ask you this question. We have our professional career, and we also have our personal level as well of feeling things, right? So when a person is talking to you, how would you define that that person is a good communicator? Of
It would be
course.
engaging.
Yes.
It would be interesting. It would make everything better, brighter, fresher. It would be like a breath of fresh air. It would be great listening to that because it keeps you entertained. You're not getting bored. You're being stimulated.
Okay, very good. So is it that knowledge can connect people or something else that can connect people?
I would say it's chemistry and also charisma more than knowledge itself, because sometimes if you deliver knowledge in a snarky, holier than thou attitude, people won't listen to you, even if you are right, even if you know better than them, because you make them feel stupid. So people want to learn without feeling stupid. That's the tricky part. Because if you are patronizing, they won't listen to you. But if you're too casual, they won't be learning anything. So it's finding the balance between professionalism, but also not being snarky and not being patronizing,
Patronizing. Good, very good. Is there anything about your speaking style that you are still working on?
Yeah, I've been told that I speak too fast, I guess.
It's not about the... Anything else that you can personally
Well,
feel?
that's what I get the most when I talk to people, especially strangers. That sometimes I have to repeat myself because I spoke too fast. So I do have to slow down a bit,
Your
just for
speed is
understanding.
fine. Your speed is fine.
Yeah. That's all I know. That's all that I'm aware of so
Right,
far. Yeah.
right. If you emphasize more, instead of going for the speed, instead of going for the flow, the steady flow of the information or the words coming out of your mouth, people would love to hear a little bit more from your heart. And it is just about some pauses and also how you connect with people at a deeper level.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, you drain people if they have to listen to you for an, a pretty long period of time. And you don't have to say everything correctly. I know that you are a perfectionist, right? But you also have your own flaws. And it's
Of
fantastic for
course.
you to calm down, take a little bit of a pause, and listen to some heartwarming sentences. So if you can do that, people can connect with you, and I think it's gonna boost your sales too.
Have I made you feel bad in any way? Have I said anything
No,
wrong to
you
you?
sound dominant.
Dominant.
Yeah. It's not about the speed. You speak just fine. The information coming out of your mouth sounds absolutely brilliant. But it's not what people would like to hear. Because if we're here entering a conversation being smart, being intelligent about the words that we are trying to speak, then people will leave us. Can you connect with that?
So you're basically suggesting that I sound a little bit, say, yeah, you said dominant, and what else could it be? Maybe you said draining also, so that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm. If you can fix that just a little bit, I think a lot of people would love to listen to you more. And maybe they would buy your stuff a lot more too. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but again,
So,
I only spoke about that because you asked me, and
yeah,
I
I
thought it was
know.
connected to a topic. I wasn't trying to do any spam or self promotion. I
Can
just talked
I
about it because I thought it seemed relevant.
can I ask you this question?
Yeah.
How difficult for you to stay focused when talking to people, even a normal conversation?
No, I try. Most of the time, I can listen perfectly fine. Of
I
course.
see. That's your personality. That's your style. That's why I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you can be a very, very amazing reporter. Would you like to hear
Okay.
more about what I have to say?
Of course. Yeah.
Like I said, you are brilliant. You are really intelligent, but it's a little draining because people nowadays, if you don't have any sense of humor, if you don't have any soft space for people to actually rest a little bit during the conversation, they will be leaving you. Yes or no?
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I wasn't cracking jokes or saying anything
No.
funny is because I thought this was a bit of a more, let's say, not professional because it's not a professional setting, but more of a, let's say focused conversation. So because we were not being humorous and we were not being funny, that's why I didn't say anything funny because I thought we were being more, just straight up.
We're not straight. We're not straight from the start. But I love the energy anyway. I don't mean to dampen you or your mood at all. I just hope that
No,
you're
no, no.
talking
It's
a
okay. It's
stranger
okay.
like
You're
me.
being honest. You're giving me feedback. That's fantastic. I have no problem with that. Yeah.
Because after this conversation, we might not ever see each other again. So why would I have to be
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
so rude, right? I just hope that, you know what, I'm talking to some people and some of the input that I give them could be very substantially helpful. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So rather than talking to your colleagues and people, like your potential customers, I think, is there any other party that you usually talk to?
So, what can you repeat the last part? I didn't catch that.
Do you have a lot of friends?
I have a few. Yeah, I don't really like. I prefer quality over quantity, but yeah, I have enough friends. Let's say. Yeah.
Right, right. You're special.
Thanks. But what's what do the friends have to do about this?
Have you received a lot of negative feedback in your life?
Recently or in general?
In general?
Sometimes, but that's normal. That's life, isn't it? Not everything can be good, and not everything will be great. So that's okay.
How
Expectable,
long
normal.
have you been with this job?
About a year.
Do you often find yourself having to push for this position?
Having to pressure,
Push.
a push. I mean, we have to be persistent because most of the time we won't get it at the first try. We have to, insist. It's a part of the job. It is what it is,
Right. Interesting. Professional. You're a really good candidate for the rat race. You can do a lot. Good for you. I'm, on the other hand, the opposite.
So you're more laid back, casual.
No, when I talk to people, I don't have to speak about a lot of things. I can sense them. I can even sense their insecurities.
Okay, so you mean you're good at reading people, or
Nope.
at understanding them quickly?
I could connect with people from the heart.
Okay.
And it comes with a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
But I'm totally on the other side of the spectrum. If that
So
makes sense.
you're more connected to your feelings. You are more aware of your feelings and your thoughts, let's say.
That's exactly it.
So you're more like a, what's this term you're more sensitive to people's feelings and emotions, right?
Yeah, but yeah, for the most part, I'm very sensitive. I can sense what is hidden and untold. And I would like to talk about that more than
Sure.
all the information, because for the information, the details, people like me don't want to listen to it, don't want to know it,
Yeah.
if that
Okay.
makes sense. And a lot of people out there
Since I saw you, I did feel like you have a very calming, soothing aura. Like the way you come across, you sound very calming, very collected, very, cool, chill. Like Zen almost.
right. I don't consider myself like some kind of spiritual leader or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just very genuine the way that I talk to people, and I would
No,
like.
I don't mean in a spiritual way. I mean in general as a personality trait.
Yeah, I gotcha. But I want to talk to people if I can connect with them.
Sure.
And I think I can connect with you for just a little bit longer before you give up.
Yeah, I want to, for sure. This has been a great conversation. Like, you are so good at asking interesting questions, and you're so good at making people rethink their choices or what they thought they knew. You have a great talent for that, honestly.
It's
Like,
not
you
a
see,
talent.
like you can see beyond.
There are a lot of people like me right there, out there.
Yeah.
But we don't have a lot of people like you. We don't. I just hope that everything is going to be very good for you. Everything that you wish will turn out to be in favor of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it can be a little dry. It can be a little headbutting sometimes. It will give you a lot of headaches. But I think you start to learn how to be mellower over time as well. Given the talent that you have, given the kind of thinking in your brain that you have, like all of your parents are still alive, right?
Yeah, they are.
They are, right? Okay, are you closer to your mom or your dad?
Actually, I would say neither, but if I had to choose, it would be my dad, probably.
Do you have any siblings?
One, yeah.
Any idol that you have in mind and you would love yourself to be that person one day, or just to like be like them.
Idol. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I have quite a few actually. I admire a lot of people that did amazing things and they contributed a lot to the world. I wish I could be half as good as them sometimes, but yeah.
I bet you have a lot of.
Yeah, I do. But I don't want to start naming them because I could be here all day, you know. It's
Right.
too much, you know. Let's just keep it at I have a lot of inspiration.
Hmm. For sure. What is the meaning of life?
To live it and find yourself in the process, I guess.
How do you know that you would be able to find yourself in the process?
Because change is constant, sorry, in the universe. And we're always changing. Our body is changing, nature is changing, the world is changing, the universe is changing. That is the only thing that remains the same. So if we try to fight that, we're actually doing something unnatural. So the best thing we can do is embrace change because it would always be there no matter what.
We change.
Even if you hide under a rock, it's still going to happen, you know.
We change all the time. Our thoughts change all the time. If you're trying to find yourself in the process of life, then you would never be able to figure that out.
Yeah, but again, you learn things about yourself in the whilst you do things, whilst you go to certain places, whilst you talk to certain people, whilst you watch or read certain things, you realize things that you didn't know before because it's a process of discovery, you know.
So for you, everything is gonna be based on the knowledge.
No, of course not. There's other things too, but I do value that highly. Of course, it's not everything, and there are things that knowledge cannot solve. You know, you cannot fix feelings or heartbreak or loss or losing someone or pain with knowledge because if logically you know that it doesn't make sense, but you still feel the pain, you still feel the heartbreak, you still feel the everything, you know. So there are things that knowledge cannot solve, but yeah, again, there's a space for everything. I would say there's a space for feelings and a space for knowledge. They can coexist. They're not enemies. They have to work together, you know. Because knowledge can empower you to understand better and to also be in tune with your feelings as well. Because knowledge can be good or bad depending on how you use it. You know, so it's not the problem is not the knowledge itself; it's how you apply it. You know,
Right.
like I said, because for example, you can use a knife to chop vegetables or to kill someone. So it's about the use that you give it, not the tool itself. You know.
Okay. A lot of people say that knowledge is power. Why do you think it's true?
Because the decisions and the things and the thoughts that you would have without knowledge are not the same compared to the ones that you would have if you had certain knowledge, you know, because your knowledge shapes what you think, what you do, who you are in a way.
There are some areas that statement is not applicable. It's untrue. But anyway.
I'm not
okay.
saying it's a universal truth, but of course it is applicable to certain situations. Of course, knowledge is not everything. There are things that we will never know, things that we will never be sure of, things that we cannot know for sure. Of course, that's absolutely true. But I mean it as a general principle. I don't mean everything all the time 100% because that wouldn't be accurate either. That's
Right.
taking it too far.
And once again, let's come back to the question. What makes your life meaningful?
Meaningful. The world and the people in it. I know it sounds dumb, but it makes sense to me.
Oh, you're lacking actually. So your voice is kind of like cut out a little bit. Can you say that one more time?
I said that the thing that makes life meaningful for me is the world itself and the people that live in it.
That is really general.
I know, but then you can get into specificities. But that's a good answer because
Okay.
it's accurate, but still open enough, you know.
Okay, let me answer my own question first, okay?
Okay.
I happen to live or to have lived my life for 34 years.
Okay.
And one thing that I realized that even though knowledge is very powerful, very important, knowledge can also be power if you know how to
Yeah.
use it, of course, just like a lot of the examples that you gave me.
Yeah.
But the thing that will make my life more meaningful is time. The time that we need to use very meticulously, very carefully on the important things in life. A lot of people were born and they pursue really high education, really deep knowledge their entire life. When they realize that the most precious thing is coming out, that means time, they regret. They regret the path they chose. As human beings, as a sentient beings, I think we need to, of course, learn to improve our knowledge, right? So that we have some platform, some framework to base on, to make us strong and sturdy. But we also have to look around. We look around to see what people are doing so that we can connect to the deeper reason as to why they're doing the things or they are interested in the things they're interested in. All of them is very important. Let's just say I would like to spend more time with my mom. I would like to spend more time with my wife. Those things don't require me to learn so deep knowledge or advanced knowledge. I just have to be in the moment. But the ability to be in the moment so that you can treasure your time more is sometimes easier said than done, if not most of the time. A lot of people out there are chasing after money, but also tons of them are chasing after knowledge, but they lack one ability to actually treasure their time so that they can live their life to the fullest. Things will get rougher even if you have a lot of knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the more passion you have in life, the stronger as an individual you are, the more work awaiting you. And you're going to be very twirly, busy. One day you look back and you see that your path is pretty solitary. And it shouldn't be like that from the start. You'll be great. At the age of 20, you are amazing. But you will become wiser with time. You need to allow people to get into your life more. The more people, the better. Each of them will teach you some very important and valuable hidden things, hidden stories. And those things will help you become mellower and mellower, wiser and wiser over time. Remember, when you talk to people, you can connect with them. The feeling that you're having right now is absolutely needed for a lot of conversations that you have in your life. I just hope that I am not making you sad.
No, I'm not sad at all. I was just
thinking,
focusing.
focusing.
You remind me of something actually.
What is it?
I'm sorry.
No, you can
You reminded me of something. You reminded me of my grandpa actually. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like this, okay? I'm not usually like this. I'm
You're
sorry.
good. You're good. No judgment.
But just when you were saying that, like, I just, like, I remember everything. Like, it all went through my head, you know.
Is he still
Because
alive?
it's the same.
He's still with you?
It's the same. He's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I've never ever cried like this. I'm sorry. It's been 2 years since I cried the last time. I'm sorry. I just don't know how to feel.
I'm into this conversation because I find you very interesting. I love talking to you, and I love making my voice a little bit more meaningful by talking to you the things that not a lot of people dare to say.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you what I feel, and I hope that it can be very helpful. So you're now not going to school anymore?
I'm still going to school.
Okay. Make some friends, good friends. Listen to them. It might have been so difficult for you because the country you're in right now is not your country.
It's not. I was actually watching some songs of my country today, and I started crying because I miss it so much. It's been 6 years, and I haven't been back. So yeah, sometimes I feel that, you know. I left everyone. I left my family, my friends. I left it all.
You need to relax. The sense of community will make our heart warmer and will make us feel more welcome in that country.
Yeah.
If you want to feel more of that sense of community, go out there, talk to people, connect with people from heart to heart, not just on
Okay.
the intelligence level. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to be kinesthetic.
Thank you. It's just that I actually kind of did a weird thing. I don't want to get into details, but I told myself that I wasn't gonna cry again, and I kind of I was trying to keep that promise, and I was trying so hard not to cry anymore. I was trying to just numb myself from everything, and I was just trying to get detached from everything. And I kind of was trying to do that, but it didn't work, of course, because we don't work like that as human beings. So of course, it failed. But I was trying to make it work, but it never did. Because after a lot of things, I tried to get detached just to not feel anything because I thought that not feeling anything was better than feeling bad. So yeah, I did that for a while, and it was unsuccessful, of course. I just don't know how to feel because it's weird to me to feel things. I'm used to not feeling anything, so I don't know how to feel, you know.
You don't want yourself to be a robot. And
Yeah, I know.
you don't want yourself to be the knot of problems. At some point, you will become a mom. You don't want to teach your kids senseless stuff and how to be senseless. We are sentient beings.
Yeah.
We need to feel that.
I've been
Embrace
doing the
your
opposite of
weaknesses.
my life. I've been avoiding feelings and avoiding everything all my life. I've been running away from feelings always.
You need to stop doing that immediately.
Yeah, and the only time that I got to explore that was through reading and poetry and songs, but other than that, I never ever said anything. So I just tried to shut it down all the time, you know. You're very good at reading because you can tell, you know, I'm not fooling anyone. Yes, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a few, but most of them are living away in other cities. They're doing their own thing, and I barely see them, so it doesn't really count. It's been very hard for me to make friends over the years, and I know it's my fault, but yeah, it hasn't been easy.
As long as you know what the problem is and you can start embracing it, embracing yourself, embracing all of the negative and sad feelings and emotions that you have. Allow people to get in your world. Show people how beautiful the inner world is. People would want to enter your world mostly because they want to know how beautiful your soul is, how connectable your heart is. And when they're there, the byproduct, the secondary beauty that they would like to see as a bonus is the beauty of your intelligence.
Because I've had other interactions in the past that ended badly, so now I'm connecting the dots and I'm realizing that I might be the connecting point, you know.
The fact that I'm still here talking to you very attentively, that tells you one thing. And that one thing that I would like you to take away from this conversation is that life is extremely short.
Yeah.
Don't choose any solitary path. Time is the most precious thing on earth. If time is taken out, we're dead. So make sure that you make good use of your time. And time can never leave behind anything. We can never get it back when it passes.
Yeah.
The only thing that we can give it some meaning is some meaningful relationship and conversations and actions. We're there in that conversation being selfless because we are a listener instead of a debater, instead of being a speaker. We're there just to listen to the pains that our friends have. That's how we leave behind some good notes. and embed some meaningfulness into the time that we spend with them. And if your life is actually having a lot of those moments, you're spending some quality life. You're only 20. You still have so much ahead of you.
I've done it because I felt that I had no choice but to be one. Because every time, I know I also have some fault in the situation, but I felt that every time I tried to get close to people, I've been misunderstood and hurt and damaged and made fun of. So I decided to retract, to leave, and not try again because it's happened so many times that I just decided that it wasn't for me. And I just retracted. I built a shell. I built like an armor, and I haven't taken off the armor ever since. The thing is, if I'm being really honest, I actually don't think of myself as smart or anything like that. I feel dumb most of the time. I don't even feel smart at all. I don't think I am. I just learn shit and I memorize shit. I don't think that's being smart. That's just remembering things. And there's a difference between being smart and knowing things. It's not the same. And I've been masquerading that because most people can't tell the difference. They can't.
You gotta trust me. You are really smart.
Thank you. Because I feel like you've been so kind to me for no reason. Thank you. I feel like I could never do anything half as nice. Thank you.
If you thank me, and if you're grateful for what I said tonight to you, please live a good life. Happy life.
You're fantastic. Yeah, you absolutely are. You have a great gift that not a lot of people have. Your gift is unique to you.
Have a notebook for yourself and start journaling. Write down all of your emotions. Write down how you think.
I actually had one, but I stopped doing it. I think I should pick it up again.
Don't write all of the details. Don't write all the knowledge that you're going after or are trying to remember. Write down all of the important events, time, right? Conversations, also emotions that you have throughout your day.
Okay.
Treasure your time, treasure your own emotions. And try to think about your parents in a different way. If you have a daughter, how would you like your daughter to live her life? Would you like her to be happy? Or would you like her to pursue something that's impossible? Or something that's dry, something that she's gonna regret?
No.
Look at that different angle, okay? That's the new perspective.
Like I said, I couldn't thank you enough for everything that you did today.
You don't
That
have
was
to.
incredibly kind of you. It's a level of kindness that only people could dream of.
My apology, because I make you cry a lot.
No, it's okay. Sometimes sometimes it has to happen, you know. And I have nothing against you for it because you only brought to the surface what was already there. What I have been bottling up for so long, you only took the cork out, but it was already there, so it's not your fault. No worries.
Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna let you go for now, Layla, and I hope that your day is gonna continue being fantastic, okay? Start small changes because small things and changes define how you live and who you are. Embrace yourself. Remember, we are prone to being weak. And by being weak, that doesn't mean that tomorrow is gonna be just like today. We always have the ability to be better, right? To love ourselves more. Our parents expect nothing but our happiness, a meaningful life.
Okay.
Alright, you have a great day, and hopefully we can get to talk to each other again in the future.
Yeah. Hopefully with less crying and not this kind of interaction, but sure.
Of course. Alright, bye bye, Layla.
Have a good one. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye bye.